this afternoon, or evening, I should say. So looking forward to Mertzie's post-game commentary this week. Brad and I have covered pregame here on 100.5 ESPN Madison, 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and live video streaming on the ESPN Madison and ESPN Milwaukee YouTube channels. ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day is presented by Coors Light. When you need to refresh on game day, choose a beer as cold as the Rockies. Cold filtered, cold lagered, cold packaged for peak refreshment when the mountains are blue, and they will be blue today. You don't have to worry about that. You know what to do. That's Crush It Coors Light 2025 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Brad, the Battle of UWs today. 23rd ranked Washington comes to Camp Randall Stadium to take on the Wisconsin Badgers. A thing or two happened this week in the world of Wisconsin football. Where would you like to start?
Well, I mean, who said that 2-win seasons can't be eventful and full of headlines? You should direct them to this season. It has been eventful, and a lot of this hit while I was out of town. So I was able to jump on KBN from 2 to 5 across ESPN Wisconsin and give a little bit of a brief digestion of what happened this week. I'm still astonished. I really am. Not only based on how this season has gone. I never would have expected it to go this poorly, but I've never felt such a divide between administration and coaching staff and fans, right? Because I think there's almost unanimous. If we were to put a poll out there, like, do you want Luke Fickell back as head coach in 2026, I would wager it's probably like 90-10 no.
I think I've seen that poll several times from our ESPN Wisconsin shows throughout the course of this season.
And very infrequently can we have any topic where there's that level of agreement, right?
Yeah.
But then with Chris McIntosh coming, on your show, Wilde and Tausch, and going, being with Jesse Temple, putting out a statement 2 weeks ago saying he will be our coach. He's not in the risk of being fired. He's going to be back in 2026. And the uproar afterward, I'm just truly astonished. And a little bit, I use the word embarrassed on KBN. I would still say I am a little bit, because this is a program that I loved since birth. I've put 4 years of my life into and have been a dedicated alum since then. And there is no greater team that I want to see have more success than the Wisconsin Badgers, right? It's complicated in the NFL and rooting for teams that you played for and stuff. The Wisconsin Badgers has always been pure and organic to me. So there's no greater team I would love to see more successful year in and year out. And it just doesn't seem like the product on the field, the coaching staff, the administration, the fans, the alum, nobody's on the same page. It doesn't seem like there's any quick fix. Any fix that could come that would really move the needle, it felt like, let's just get a breath of fresh air, have a new head coach, turn the page. This clearly didn't work. And, on the show that you host with Barry Alvarez, the Barry Alvarez show on Monday nights, he said, as an AD, he evaluates programs based on, are you progressing? Are you staying the same? Are you going down? I've only witnessed going down. I have not seen progression, maybe neutral for a little bit, but it's if everybody wasn't put on notice, you were put on notice this year. And Chris McIntosh, Coach Fickell, they have a lot of trust to re-earn. They have a lot of performance to put on the field. Not this year. I think this year is just, it is what it is. You got 4 games left. Root for the players on the field. They're playing for a level of pride, but they're also playing for maybe a transfer situation, maybe to come back on a new NIL structure, whatever it is. They got something to play for, but they have to make changes, needle-moving, monumental changes, and they have to make it fast. Because if you didn't feel like they're on the hot seat now, it will be the scalding hot seat in 2026, very much under the microscope, especially after not a double down, not a triple down, a quadruple down by Chris McIntosh saying that he has confidence in Coach Fickell and he will be the coach in 2026.
So there is a lot to talk about, and I think that's a great opening statement by you.
It is an opening statement.
There is also a football game today. So Wisconsin and 23rd ranked Washington coming up at 3:30 at Camp Randall Stadium. I'm actually going to the game as a fan for the first time in, I want to say 9 years. I'll be in as a fan. I've been as a media member a few times, but never out in the stands. Never, I'll have my Coors Light in hand. I'll be enjoying it with my friends that are going in. They're going to go in a little before me, so I'm not going to be able to see what the reception is when the team comes running out onto the field. We'll probably still be on the air here when that happens.
Yeah.
And I'm curious what that is going to sound like here today, because the news coming out when it did on Thursday seemed like a significant miss by the Wisconsin athletic department. Like, you had a bye week. Oh, boy. Our inflatable Coors Lights puffy thing that goes above our little arch above here at ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day has come down. And so we are working to
it's a very tall,
help the team through that here.
It's a very tall inflatable
we
as
have
well.
gotten close to this happening a few times over the course of the year. And I'm surprised. Today's like the least windy day we've had. I can't believe this is the day where it actually came falling down on us. So I think our video stream has been a bit disrupted. We apologize for that. We'll get that fixed during our first commercial break here.
Yes.
What surprises me is the timing of this announcement, because if you want to play the PR game, and there are a lot of ways that you can look at, whether Wisconsin has correctly played the PR game or not. One of the things that you can easily look at is last week was a bye. You're not announcing this 2 days before the next home football game where fans are going to be. They were at Oregon the week before. If you know that this is the move that you're going to make, if you know that this is the announcement that you want to share, which Chris McIntosh released that letter a couple of weeks ago, like you knew this is where the trajectory of everything was heading. If you knew that, why announce this 2 days before the game when fans are going to be more riled up about it? Why do the media tour where you say some of the things that fans have now grabbed onto, whether it's Wilde and Tausch with Jesse Temple, Badger Connect, or anywhere else? Mm-hmm. It just frustrates me that it seems like even when they're trying to do something well and stay on the same page moving forward, it still feels like it's a miss.
Yeah, there's a level of tone-deaf, lack of self-awareness that not only Chris McIntosh, but it seems like even Coach Fickell has, where it's like the fans, when you're losing like you are, or you're making an announcement like that like you are, you have to do it at the right time. If you're saying the right words even at the wrong moment, it's going to be taken negatively. And I think you're exactly right. Clearly, nothing has improved in the state of the program since the Oregon game, since the bye. So nothing has changed to make your opinion say, oh, yeah, okay, now I'm ready to commit to Coach Fickell in 2026. Clearly, it was a preconceived notion, pre-decided that, you know what, we are going to stick with Coach Fickell in 2026. So you're right. Should have done it over the bye, maybe in the wake of the Oregon game.
Just give fans a minute to process it before you get into the stadium and cheer on the team for the second to last game.
I understand doing it before the end of the season because you have recruits and things like that.
Yeah.
But it did seem like a strange time to do it. And I don't know. If you are a fan, like I am, or an alum, and you're looking to be breathed in with inspiration and confidence, I sure didn't feel that way. I mean, maybe Chris McIntosh just wants to be so steady and so cold-blooded in his delivery that he's not trying to get you-rah-rah or cast a vision. He doesn't certainly owe that to the audience. But I didn't walk away from his interview on Wilde and Tausch or a sit-down with Jesse Temple or even his letter there has been nothing that has occurred that gives me any higher level of hope going forward that things are going to be better than it has been the last 3 years. There's a lot of reasons for that. I think he basically admitted there's a disconnect between coaching staff and Wisconsin head coaches. I think that the school needs to do a better job at raising money to help fund a team via NIL and all the other things, all the other avenues. So there's so many issues plaguing the Wisconsin Badgers right now that coach is a part of it, and coach is probably the primary part of it, but there's so many other things going on that I think the idea that Coach Fickell has at least one more year in 2026, which is going to end up being an absolutely crucial year, and he's got to turn things around quickly. I don't see a path to do that in the time frame that he's going to be given.
I don't see the path to turn it around as drastically as I think the fan support would need to feel good about him continuing as Wisconsin's head football coach. I do think, and I said this at the very start of the season, we were on this stage on that opening Thursday night, and I said I hope that every quarter and every game and every drive would not be an indictment on Luke Fickell all season long. Well, that sure got shot down real fast. And Billy Edwards going out in the second quarter of game one and being out for the season is a factor in that. Being down to the fourth-string running back, who looks like the best running back of the bunch, is a factor in that. The offensive line being where it's at is a factor in that with injuries. So they've been depleted. Now, you can look at the recruiting and you can talk about roster construction. I still don't know what the general manager of the Wisconsin football team does. That's Marcus Sedbury. I think we still should try to figure out what exactly his job is. That hasn't been clear in any of this, and no one knows he even exists. So we talked about that on Monday night on the Barry Alvarez. We just need to figure that part out of what his job actually is and how he works with Luke Fickell on NIL and roster construction and all that stuff. I'd like to learn that in the offseason or maybe before the end of the season. But the roster needs to be constructed differently and better looking ahead to next season. The roster needs to change, and fans, the tough thing for me watching how this whole narrative is going to shake out is when you lose fan support where you feel even if winning football games isn't going to overcome the negativity, that's where you start to feel like you're going to have a problem.
Yeah, it feels like trust has already been lost, and it feels like there has to be something dramatic to win back that trust. Because let's be honest, it's been nothing but depleted. There's been no signature win. You've been cooked by your rivals. There's been very little to cheer about. So I don't blame the fans, and I don't blame folks like us for wondering what's it actually going to take. I mean, if they win 2 games this year, and next year they go 6-6 on a bad schedule, I don't think that's enough. I don't think that's going to be enough for fans to be placated and say, oh, yeah, now I trust this organization. And the reality is, too, for fans out there looking at the timeline going forward, you end the season, Thanksgiving weekend, you're going to play Minnesota. The early signing period is December. Most recruits, out of high school, will sign during that period. And now there is only one transfer window. It's like 2 or 3 weeks in January. That's it. So this program is going to have December to get any commitment from high school to come over and commit to the team, and then that transfer portal week is going to be incredibly important. But that's all they got. So by February 1st, you're basically going to know who your team is. So you're telling me there has to be a complete roster overhaul, a complete culture change, and there has to be a level of needle moving in the matter of 2 months to change the product on the field. I think this program has dug itself too deep of a hole where I don't have the confidence that they're going to be able to do that.
ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day, counting down to Wisconsin, Washington. Let's go.
Okay.
Who's fired up? ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day, live from Regent Street. Jesse Nelson, Brad Dortman. We are brought to you in part by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Ditch the energy bill. Make the switch over to Everlight Solar, your local solar energy company based in Madison. Visit everlightsolar.com to learn more and make the switch today. Everlight Solar, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Lots more to talk about. Chris McIntosh's commentary on extending Luke Fickell into next season. The game today and what it could mean for the trajectory of the football program given that news. Plus all the usual fun we have with all of our fans and friends out here on Regent Street. That's all still to come. Counting you down to kickoff for Wisconsin and 23rd ranked Washington at Camp Randall Stadium. It's ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day, brewed by Coors Light.
The countdown to kickoff continues next. You're listening to ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day.
Hi, Dave from Canopy Wealth Management here. Our balanced approach helps guide you through a complex and ever-changing landscape. Throughout your family's financial planning journey, we will serve as a partner, advocate, and steward in all aspects to help you achieve your goals with confidence. At Canopy, care, competence, and clarity, it's not just a tagline, it's a promise. Go to canopy-wealth.com to get started today. That's canopy-wealth.com.
Have you been waiting to buy your next home? Stop. Now is the time to get housed. What's up, Madison? It's Stacy from Bruner Realty. Nobody has a crystal ball to know what the future holds. The longer you wait to find your next home, the better the chance you'll be paying more for it than you would be today. Don't miss out on what could be the best opportunity to find your dream home. Contact our team at BrunerRealtyInc.com to help start your search. That's BrunerRealtyInc.com. Let's get housed.
Starion Bank redefines local banking in Madison. As a community bank with a commitment to Dane County, experience a banking relationship where your goals are our priority. Enjoy competitive deposit and loan rates and a partnership that thrives on local engagement and support. Starion Bank is more than a full-service financial institution. It's a community pillar dedicated to your prosperity. Visit one of our convenient branches in Middleton, Monona, or Sun Prairie. Starion Bank, offering banking, lending, mortgage, and cash management.
Liberty Station American Tavern and Smokehouse isn't just a barbecue restaurant. Open daily for lunch and dinner, Liberty Station serves American comfort food with regional touches using many locally sourced ingredients. The bar at Liberty Station offers vintage cocktails created in a classic style, local craft beers, plus a wide array of wine options. And be sure to check out their sprawling patio with an indoor and outdoor porch area. Liberty Station, conveniently located just off the Beltline on Rimrock Road.
Black Friday deals are here at Brothers Maine. Score the lowest prices of the year on top brands like GE Appliances, Cafe, Hotpoint, and higher. With our low price guarantee, Big Box can't beat our deals. Shop local and save at Brothers Maine.
Looking to take your baseball game to the next level? GRB Academy provides year-round training programs designed around your schedule and your goals. For over 15 years, GRB has been Wisconsin's leader in player development and advancement with a state-of-the-art 52,000 square foot facility of elite baseball training space and coaches who know how to get results. From youth to high school, baseball players trust GRB to help them reach their next level. Training program spots are filling quickly, so don't wait. Register now at grbacademy.com.
In the next 30 seconds, I'm going to tell you how to save money and save the planet. It's simple. Ditch your energy bill and make the switch over to Everlight Solar. While electricity prices keep rising, Everlight Solar will give you the chance to take ownership of your power while also reducing your carbon footprint. As a local company based out of Madison, they'll be there with you every step of the way as you make the switch to solar. To learn more about how you can save money and save the planet, go to everlightsolar.com.
All day, every day, the Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you. 844-770-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
To help those who want to be helped, but may not be able to afford it.
That's what PGA Tour winner Grayson Murray had envisioned for a foundation before he sadly took his own life at just 30 years old. His parents channeled their grief into creating the Grayson Murray Foundation, carrying out his vision to help those struggling with mental health and addiction. To donate and learn more, visit GraysonMurrayFoundation.com.
Wisconsin is holding on to head coach Luke Fickell.
If I felt that there was a change that needed to be made, I wouldn't hesitate in making that change.
What's the future hold under Fickell and Chris McIntosh? Reaction continues next, right here on 100.5 ESPN.
ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day live on Regent Street as we count down to kickoff for 23rd ranked Washington. I wish. Wrong UW.
Yeah,
23rd ranked Washington and Wisconsin here at Camp Randall Stadium. First time these two teams are meeting as Big Ten opponents. Looking forward to the matchup and the rivalry between the UWs that we'll see here on the football field. They've been traditionally two programs that I feel have been kind of similar in their separate respective conferences over the years. Washington in the Pac-12 had years of greatness. A lot of times they were kind of the tier below USC and some of the other teams that Oregon at the top of that conference. But they've had moments where they've gotten over the hump. Wisconsin had that for a while, and obviously the trajectory's been a little different the last couple of years.
Yeah, I mean that's exactly right, and I'll be honest. You've been seeing the battle of the UWs. For the longest time, I thought Wisconsin was the only team that had like the UW moniker, but then you start like going outside the state of Wisconsin, and UW they're referring to the University of Washington. I was like, whoa! I think you stole that from us. So you're exactly right. I mean they are a good program, a good organization. Not long ago in the college football championship game, and obviously there's been some change since then, but they're super solid. This is a team that is balanced on offense. They're stout on defense. You just wonder, like, how is a Pac-12 transition, a team's transition, going to be to the Big Ten? I felt like they've rose to the occasion. You knew Oregon was going to be great.
Yeah.
You knew USC was going to be splashy. But with Washington, I feel like they doubled down in balancing between like being physical and strong and also having playmakers. So I feel like they've transitioned very well to the new Big Ten football as we're going to see today.
A lot of purple here in downtown Madison today.
A lot of purple.
Washington fans are, there's a lot of them, I will say. Now, I'm responsible for bringing two to our tailgate here. I have a friend from Chicago.
Jesse.
His dad flew up from Boca Raton. Like, what am I going to say? Don't come? Like, also, tickets were $14 a piece. Like I said, but we walked around the farmers market this morning, even just driving down here this afternoon. A lot of purple out and about. So, first time Washington and Wisconsin meeting in Madison as Big Ten foes. Been forever since the two teams have played.
Yeah.
My friend's dad said he always thought this was a a team he always wanted to see how Washington would fare against. They always felt like they were similarly matched. He just always thought they would meet at the Rose Bowl, not on a dreary November afternoon with one program in shambles and the other still on the up and up. Washington is 23rd ranked. They're a good team. They have a really tremendous freshman quarterback, Damon Williams Jr. He's a really good quarterback.
Dual threat.
Many saying in the next year or two, watch for him to be a Heisman, like a strong Heisman candidate. He looks that good. So they have a talented team. They have a pretty weak schedule the rest of the way outside of Oregon in the final week. So the Washington fans, they've lost a couple of games, but they think they are still a fringe candidate to make the college football playoff this year. So this is a big game for them.
Yeah, for sure. And they benefit from coaching stability ever since their coach left. He went to Alabama, right?
Yeah, Kalen DeBoer.
Yep, he
got
went to Alabama.
Championship, went to Alabama.
You never know how that transition's going to go, and that transition's gone really well for them. And you're right, an absolute stud quarterback, dual threat. So we want to talk about on the Wisconsin defense. One of the lone, if you could even call it a bright spot, but one of the lone solid spots has been, generally speaking, the Wisconsin defense. It hasn't been as putrid as the offense, and special team has been just kind of hit or miss, but there are some studs on the defense, and, we're seeing some of the young guys like Posa, Catalano, Christian Allegro. I don't know if he's playing. I know he was injured last week, but there are some guys that like to thump and like to hit. They're going to have their hands full because as I talk to guys in college or pros, which quarterback is harder to defend? The classic accurate pocket passer or the tough, speedy dual threat? Almost all of them say the tough, speedy dual threat. Yep. You can't go 100 miles an hour. You got to contain. It makes you play a little bit slower, and you give him even an inch of space, he's going to take advantage of it.
ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day live from Regent Street, brought to you in part by Bruner Realty. Have you been waiting to buy your next home? Stop waiting. Now is the time to get housed. For over 30 years, Bruner Realty has been providing excellent real estate and property management services in the Madison area. Contact their team at BrunerRealtyInc.com to get started today. That's BrunerRealtyInc.com. Stacy Bruner, former Bucky's going to be bringing the energy today for the game. Bucky himself will be bringing the energy today. It's time for us to bring it for our game picks. You know what? No matter what, here on the pregame show, we make our game picks right away. Segment 2, and we spend the rest of the show defending them. Let's get to the game picks.
Will we be jumping around?
Big win for Luke Fickell and Wisconsin.
Or will it be heartbreak for the Badgers?
Feel bad for the Badgers. They gave it their all. One too many mistakes.
It's time to make our picks on ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day.
ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day. Game picks early in the show. We don't make you wait till the final segment like a lot of shows do. We do them right away. Brad Nortman, former Badger. How do we feel about the Battle of the UWs at Camp Randall Stadium? Washington, an 11.5-point favorite.
Well, Jesse, I don't feel good. I've got a 31-7 Washington Huskies victory. Ugh. I don't feel like it's going to be much different than most games over the last 6 losses. I think it's going to be fairly lopsided. I think Washington has so much to play for. I got to imagine this Wisconsin team is fairly distracted. And that just permeates into everything you do. I think Washington has the upper hand from a coaching standpoint, from a player standpoint, from a lot to play for standpoint. As you said, easy schedule. They're going to have a major duel with Oregon at the end of the year to maybe knock the door on the college football playoff. But I just think they're going to be overmatched. Maybe they'll keep it close early, but I think their talent's going to be too much. We talked about Williams Jr. as the quarterback, dual threat, stud, electrifying. But Jonah Coleman, their running back, he's a top 5 running back in the Big Ten. At least he was ranked that preseason. He's a senior. He's a stud. He runs hard. They've got an opportunistic defense who's staunch. I just don't see a lot of ball movement on offense. I know that we've got Danny O'Brien back as the starter.
O'Brien,
O'Neal, Patrick, whatever. Exactly.
Shanahan.
Exactly. He was benched. But now, obviously, coming back to hopefully, do a little bit better than he did, to start the season. But I don't see a lot of success on offense like we've seen all year. It's been fun to see young guys shine, like Atuka running the ball and some of these young guys on defense. It's cool to see if these guys stay in the program, what could be in 2026. So that's more of what I'm watching is who are the young guys that with all these injuries and with all this, gloom over the program, who are these young guys that are eager and hungry and want to step up and might be the future of the program. So 31-7, that's what I got, and I don't think it's going to be fairly close. close.
Chris McIntosh talked about on Wilde and Tausch a couple of days ago. You can find the full conversation on YouTube and the ESPN Wisconsin app, that during this final stretch of games, there are young players that have been recruited by Luke Fickell who are going to see significant playing time. We've already seen that on defense, and now Evan Flood of 247 Sports sharing this morning that, yes, Danny O'Neal is the starter today, but Carter Smith, the four-star quarterback from Florida, has been getting reps with the number one offense, and it is very likely that he'll be part of the plans here during the final stretch.
To hear that.
So redshirt season, you get to see him in the mix. Hopefully we get to see him on display a little bit today.
Because, correct me if I'm wrong, you can play 4 games and still keep your red shirt.
Correct.
So it is green light from
Yeah,
here
you're
on
good.
out.
You're good. Okay. Unless they make a bowl game, which would be kind of a fascinating dilemma.
Absolutely remarkable.
But maybe. So I hope to see Carter Smith a little bit today. I don't have any confidence in Danny O'Neal. Coming out of the bye, at home, this is the kind of game that if it was any other team except what this blank show has been at Wisconsin for the last month and a half, that you would say, this could be a little bit of a surprise game for Washington coming across the country.
Yeah,
a team that has struggled traditionally at home the last couple of years, but let's see if they can get a bounce back out of a bye, rally around their coach, rally around their pride for their program. I just don't know if they have any offensive ability.
Yeah.
So my projected score, which I thought was going to be with Hunter Simmons starting at quarterback, was 27-17. I don't know
Would you
where
like to amend your score?
I think I'm actually going to keep it. I think I'm going to keep it this time, and here's why. Because you might see Carter Smith provide some life for the offense. Danny O'Neal might struggle, or maybe coming out of the bye he found something, and that's why Luke Fickell has confidence putting him back in, because Hunter Simmons obviously 1 for 13 at one point against Oregon, wasn't going to get it done. So, sure, let's say 27-17. I'm going to stick with the Washington victory, but a Wisconsin cover, and if they can keep this thing close and show a little life today, I'd feel pretty good about that. Keep it close into the fourth quarter, similar to what they did against Oregon.
Amen. If that unfolds as you described, that would be absolutely encouraging, given all the drama and all the things going on this week. So that would be amazing. Lose by 10? Sign me up.
Back to the Everlight Solar Studio at ESPN Madison we go to Riley Yauk, who hosts our ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day post-game show. Riley, you have been the optimist on the panel for the most part this season. What do you got for today's game?
Well, I am remaining the eternal optimist today. However, I am sticking to my word, as I said, until they show us any semblance of competency, especially on offense. I'm not picking them to win the game, but I do think, Brad, I'm going to disagree. I think all of the Luke Fickell stuff, and I think you guys, the Comrex just cut out because there's absolutely no background noise anymore. So I'm going to try and filibuster with my game pick for as long as possible while you guys try and fix that. And if we don't fix it in time, we'll just have to throw it a break. But I'm going to push back on Brad's point here. I think all of the extra announcement of Chris McIntosh. Okay, you guys are back. Welcome back. Hey, glad we were able to fix that in short order. I was ready to go on a whole soliloquy, but I think all of that extra stuff it's going to lead to them coming out fired up. It's going to be a circle the wagons type moment. I think the young guys are still bought in. I think they're going to give Washington a real run for their money today. I was hoping Carter Smith would start at quarterback. Danny O'Neal's still better than Hunter Simmons, despite his struggles this season. So I think they surprised the Huskies out of the gate. However, like you guys both said, Washington is, I think, a criminally underrated team. I think they're probably better than the 23rd team in the country, and they're talent outs, and Washington will win a close one. 24-21, 3 touchdowns on the board for this Badgers offense.
Wow.
Maybe a defensive pick 6 in there.
I'd take it.
Wow.
I'd take it.
I'd be happy with that. Staying optimistic, but Washington, they're a really good team.
Just give us something to feel good about. That's what we're looking for from the Wisconsin Badgers today. And a win would be something we would feel good about for sure. I think a lot of us are a little more realistic than that. You can see our full list of game picks on the ESPN Madison social media platforms. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all of them. We've got our big graphic posted up. You'll even see it on YouTube here during our commercial break, what all of our game picks are for Wisconsin and 23rd-ranked Washington coming your way at 3:30 at Camp Randall Stadium. ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day live from Regent Street, brought to you in part by Canopy Wealth Management, where they carry a long-standing tradition of working in the best interest of their clients every day. The team at Canopy emphasizes building local relationships, and they believe values matter and strengthen their communities. At Canopy, care, competence, and clarity isn't just a tagline, it's a promise. Go to canopy-wealth.com to get started today. When we come back, we will dive further into what Chris McIntosh had to say throughout the course of the week on
Unfortunately, your Comrex cut out once again, guys, so Jesse, we cannot hear anything you're saying right now. I don't know if he can hear me right now, but we are going to throw to break. Don't go anywhere. Oh, it's fixed again. Do you guys know what happened there?
Well, our inflatable Coors Light thing appears to be falling over again, so I think we're having a generator issue here on site at our tailgate with some of the power being provided to us. So that may be what a little bit of our technical difficulties were going on. It is a cold day down here on Regent Street, so that's obviously impacting a couple of things here. We'll do the best we can, and we will send it to break right now on ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day, brewed by Coors Light.
The countdown to kickoff continues next. You're listening to ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day.
Looking to join an international quality golf club right here in Madison? For a limited time at TPC Wisconsin, enjoy full golf privileges and all club amenities without full dues. Pay just $150 per month through March to maintain your full golf membership with no golf dues until April 1st. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Schedule a tour or submit a membership inquiry at tpcwisconsin.com and start enjoying the private golf club experience you deserve. That's tpcwisconsin.com.
It takes a team to meet just about any goal, and that's as true on the football field as it is in the office. So it's good to know that you have the Gordon Flesh Company on your side. For more than 60 years, GFC has provided cutting-edge office technology for companies of all sizes, and as the nation's largest Canon dealer, GFC delivers the latest office technology, service, and is supported by the most experienced professionals in the industry. That's business technology managed. Visit gflesh.com to learn more.
Electric bills are out of control, but with federal incentives, you can go solar with zero upfront cost and start saving hundreds a month. Badgerland Exteriors and Solar is a local and family-owned company, and they make the switch to solar simple. No pressure, no hassle, just honest.
AJ with Badgerland Exteriors here. Contracting made easy is more than a tagline. It's how we run our family business. Visit badgerlandexteriors.com to get started on your next project. That's badgerlandexteriors.com.
Metro Ford of Madison is Madison's trusted Ford dealership. Whether you're in the market for a new or new-to-you vehicle, Metro Ford of Madison has the customer service that's second to none. With a legacy of excellence and an extensive selection of quality Ford vehicles, it's the place to go for the new Ford of your dreams. Browse their inventory, schedule a service, or see this month's offers at metrofordofmadison.com. That's metrofordofmadison.com. Or visit them on the east side of Madison today.
Wisconsin icon.
It's all about the Badgers.
The dawn of the Wisconsin Badgers.
We did it better than everybody for 20-some years.
Joined by two of his football legends.
I like all of them, except for quarterback. I like defensive ends. Hey, I really like defensive ends.
Someone didn't like kickers at one point.
The Barry Alvarez Show with Barry Alvarez, Tarek Sala, Derek Engler, and Jesse Nelson. Live from Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton every Monday night. Right here on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
At Hard Rock Casino Rockford, the unforgettable experience goes far beyond the casino floor with the luxury of their dining and entertainment. Savor prime cuts and fresh seafood at Council Oaks Steak and Seafood, or explore 7 unique dining venues that deliver flavors from around the world. Then let the night ignite at Hard Rock Live, where the world's greatest acts take the stage. Hard Rock Casino Rockford, let's hard rock. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
Looking for something fun to do this winter? Get your friends together and join MSCR on the courts. Hey, it's Jesse Nelson. Madison School and Community Recreation's adult winter volleyball and basketball leagues are open for registration now. Men's, women's, and all gender leagues are forming, with games starting in early January at gyms all around Madison. MSCR leagues are all about community, connection, and having a great time, no matter your skill level. Sign up today at mscrsportsleagues.org. That's mscrsportsleagues.org.
We're on the Badgers.
I know what the potential of this program is. I know what the expectation of this program is.
Because we're on Wisconsin Sports.
I want to compete, and I want this program to compete.
This is 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Somebody pour me a drink, somebody bum me a smoke. I'm about to get on a buzz, I'm about to get on a roll. Yeah, I've been breaking my back, just keeping up with the Joneses. Y'all know what I mean, and y'all know how it goes when it's up on a Friday night.
ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day, brewed by Coors Light, live from Regent Street as we get set for Wisconsin and 23rd ranked Washington at Camp Randall Stadium. A reminder, ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day is brought to you in part by Celebrations Entertainment. With Celebrations Entertainment, planning events has never been easier. They have complete event services for weddings, corporate events, nonprofit events, outdoor movies, casino nights, and much more fun. Visit celebrationsentertainment.com to get started today. Celebrations Entertainment, fun, memorable events. We now go back to the Everlight Solar Studio at ESPN Madison, where Riley Yauk takes us through a college football scoreboard update.
From LA to Piscataway, this is your college football scoreboard update, driven by Metro Ford of Madison.
That it is. Good afternoon, Wisconsin. My name is Riley Yauk, and it's time to go across the country for our college football scoreboard update, starting with the college game day game of the day. Number 8, Texas Tech hosting number 7, BYU. A little spoiler for our national picks. It's not looking good for me. Texas Tech up 26-7 on the BYU Cougars. A little upset alert out in Happy Valley. Keep an eye on the Penn State Nittany Lions. The 3-5 Nittany Lions looking for their first Big Ten win over number 2 Indiana. They lead at 24-20 with 4 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. Indiana has the ball, 3rd and 11 at their own 37-yard line. Kurt Cignetti's squad facing some real adversity for really the first time this season. Mississippi State getting smoked by Georgia, 41-14. SMU up 38-13 on Boston College. West Virginia 29-19 over Colorado. James Madison 28-23 over Marshall, and Ohio State 24-3 over Purdue.
Metro Ford of Madison, Madison's trusted Ford dealership. Learn more at metrofordofmadison.com.
That's it for our Metro Ford of Madison scoreboard update. Guys, what do you think about Penn State up 4 on Indiana?
Yeah. So that's a fascinating. I had a feeling Penn State was going to show up for that game today. Up on Indiana with.
And it appears they've cut out again. We're really having some technical difficulties today. I'm sure Brad is giving some compelling analysis. Hey, you're back.
Hey, yeah, so there's no doubt that James Franklin can recruit, and there are some studs on Penn State. I was shocked that they're
I was wondering what that background noise. It was, in fact, ads going out, so hopefully no one heard those. I'm going to have to throw this to a break if they don't come back in the next 10 seconds. We'll count it down for them. However, we do apologize for all these technical difficulties. The cold out there on Regent Street getting to everyone right now, and including our equipment. So we'll be back in 4 minutes. Don't go anywhere. We're going to take another break. Hopefully by the time we return, Jesse Nelson and Brad Nortman, the Comrex, will be fixed. Thanks for bearing with us. We appreciate it. This is ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day.
The countdown to kickoff continues next. You're listening to ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker, And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 5 and 20%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. Visit amfam.com to learn more. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Brian here from Canopy Wealth Management. At Canopy, we create strategies that are tailored to your needs and goals. We've invested heavily in client-friendly software so your assets and plan progress are available to view in one place at any time. Whether you prefer only the high-level information or enjoy the intricate details of the planning process, we've got you covered. Canopy Wealth Management. Care, competence, clarity. It's not just a tagline, it's a promise. Go to canopy-wealth.com to get started today. That's canopy-wealth.com.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Want to join the fastest growing home solar company in the nation and work in the fastest growing industry in the world? Everlight Solar has open positions in the Madison area and in their newly open Milwaukee location. As Wisconsin's largest home solar company, Everlight Solar offers great opportunities to gain new skills and advance your career. Don't miss the chance to join the Everlight Solar team. Visit everlightsolar.com to apply today. Save money, save the planet, and start with Everlight Solar.
Looking to take your baseball game to the next level? GRB Academy provides year-round training programs designed around your schedule and your goals. For over 15 years, GRB has been Wisconsin's leader in player development and advancement with a state-of-the-art 52,000 square foot facility of elite baseball training space and coaches who know how to get results. From youth to high school, baseball players trust GRB to help them reach their next level. Training program spots are filling quickly, so don't wait. Register now at grbacademy.com.
Black Friday deals are here at Brothers Maine. Score the lowest prices of the year on top brands like Samsung, Electrolux, Bosch, LG, and Frigidaire. With our low price guarantee, Big Box can't beat our deals. Shop local and save at Brothers Maine.
Ready for the snap and a timeout taken. The team looks a little bit lost. Let's bring in Gina Della from Pella. What's the winning game plan this month?
Wayne, the winning play is simple. A whole house of new windows as low as $297 a month with 0% interest for up to 6 years.
Wow, that's a drive you can sustain for years. No penalties, no interest. A championship move from Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
No doubt, Wayne. And unlike the opponent's defense, Pella Windows actually stopped the drafts.
The draft picks we gave up for number one had to be the steal of the century.
True, but I'm talking about replacing old drafty windows.
Roger that. With energy-efficient windows that keep the cold out, you'll stay as toasty as a fan at a warm weather preseason game.
Pay as low as $297 a month for a whole house of new Pella windows.
Don't sit on the sidelines, folks. Make your move today.
Schedule your free consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. It's 11/30/2025.
Breaking news on ESPN Madison is presented by Metro Ford and Metro Kia of Madison. Find the Metro family of auto dealers online or see them in person on the east side of Madison today. We're on the Badgers.
I know what the potential of this program is. I know what the expectation of this program is.
Because we're on Wisconsin Sports.
I want to compete, and I want this program to compete.
This is 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Kane is in the building.
The show goes on all night. Till the morning we dream so long. Anybody ever wonder when they would see the sun? Just remember when you come up.
You know, there's something symbolic about the way things are going down here on Regent Street today. Losing power, getting bumped off the air. Coors Light entrance archway is with the generator going down, starting to fall over a little bit. It's
characteristic of everything going on in Madison,
really
Wisconsin, from an athletic standpoint at least.
But we're back. It's ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day, brewed by Coors Light. Jesse Nelson, former Badger, Brad Dortmund, We are presented in part by Gruber Law Offices, where they have a reputation for winning. The team works tirelessly to help people seriously injured in accidents by providing the best care and service. There's never a fee until they win your case. Gruber Law Offices has been serving the state of Wisconsin for over 35 years. Gruber Law Offices, one call, that's all. So we heard from Riley Auk, his scoreboard update from around the world of college football. Indiana, Penn State locked in a close one. We will keep you updated on that as it continues. If you do want to listen to the conclusion, I don't do this often, but it is on the ESPN app. So if you have the ESPN app, the radio broadcast is available there if you do want to listen to the end of it. It's okay. We would forgive you if you want to go and listen to the end of it. If you're driving into downtown Madison, getting ready to take in Wisconsin and 23rd-ranked Washington at Camp Randall Stadium. Let's talk quarterbacks, Brad. Danny O'Neal gets the start for Wisconsin today. We saw how that went a couple of times earlier this year. It was pretty disastrous.
Yes.
But then it got worse with Hunter Simmons and being 1 for 13 at a point against Oregon. The offense was totally non-existent. So they go back to Danny O'Neal with Carter Smith, the 4-star recruit from Florida, getting first-team reps since the bye week. You hear that. And what do you feel and what do you think about the state of the Badgers offense?
I feel a bit of a spark, a bit of a nod of excitement. It's almost never. This, I guess, is the only time I can really think of a time where I'm like ready to turn the page on a Wisconsin Badger football season. But I've hit that part. I mean, there's nothing truly for this team to play for. They're not going to be bowl eligible. They're not going to win out. There's already been so many issues in and around the program where obviously the athletic director is needing to come out and giving a vote of confidence to the coaching staff. So the final 4 games, it's all about 2026, in my opinion. How can this team take a major step forward in 2026? And you got to figure out who's in your stable. And it's likely that many upperclassmen, unless you're somehow loyal to Wisconsin or maybe you get the most money from here, they'll probably move on, right? They'll probably move on to maybe a different program. The uncertainty of walking into next year might be enough to just say, you know what, I might have 1 year of eligibility. I can't spend it at Wisconsin. I might move on. That's where there's a level of interesting loyalty for these young guys that were recruited to the University of Wisconsin and feel like University of Wisconsin is home. And if they can come out here, prove that on the offensive or the defensive side, they are worthy of a role in 2026 and maybe they provide a little bit of a spark and excitement, I think the fans need that. I think you need a little bit of hope walking into next season, and you can find that in the final 4 games. So if I'm Coach Fickell, the expectation is we're already going to lose and lose big. Why, outside of maybe some sense of I want to play upperclassmen because maybe this is the last opportunity to do so, I would start turning the page to 2026, see what I got with my young guys, and start building the core of your team now. And we see flashes, right? Against Oregon, you had some guys that showed they were capable of playing on the field. True freshmen, redshirt freshmen, sophomores. It's there, and you know, it all comes back down to quarterback, right? I mean, of all the things that have been an absolute hot mess, and it's been a hot mess, the hottest of the messes have been quarterbacks. So if you can look at Carter Smith and say, this is a guy that we think we can be our starting quarterback in 2026, the only way you know that is if you throw him into the fire. And throwing him into these final 4 games might be the only way to give him some experience and get clarity on that.
I hope that's the same philosophy the team is taking because I want to see Carter Smith play.
Yes.
I think everybody wants to see Carter Smith play, and it feels like it's a risk-free opportunity to let Carter Smith play.
It's a good way to put it, risk-free.
By Chris McIntosh saying Fickell's good for next year, obviously pending some, disastrous thing that happens, whether it's a scandal or whatever. Not saying I don't wish that on anyone here, but he's going to be back next year. So if he's secure in his job, play the young guy. We want to see the guys that you're bringing in to make this program better. We've seen what the transfer quarterback thing has done, and nothing.
Right.
So we saw it, Braden Locke. That didn't work out, but he also got thrown into a spot he wasn't ready to be in yet, and it never came to fruition. So let's see what this 4-star guy's got. Let's ignite the offense in any way you can. Like, that is one thing that could be a glimmer of hope and a bright spot heading into next season to try and build some morale and some fan support and some donor support for this program.
And let's be honest, I know that it's reflective of a traditional Big Ten West schedule next year. It's about as cupcake of a Big Ten schedule as I can remember.
Very different than this year.
Very different. So, but even with that being said, I don't expect this team to have 8, 9, 10 wins, right? It's going to be we are so much in the depths that it's going to take a couple of years to build itself back. So if Luke Fickell is the coach over that time, you got to have somebody like Carter Smith to maybe start building the groundwork. If Carter Smith can play good enough these next 4 games, maybe he's a mid to above mid Big Ten quarterback next year, and you get 7 wins, you could say, I feel confident going into 2027. Maybe there's some more NIL dollars that come in because you've got a guy that's capable. Then you start breathing some life into it to where 27 and 28, maybe you're back to normal college football when it comes to Badger expectations. But you only know that now, and these guys are freshmen. They're sophomores. You might have them for a long time if you can keep them in the program and they don't get, basically go into free agent transfer portal. So I am dying to see this young talent, and I will say this too. There's been called into question Coach Fickell's ability to go out there and recruit. And obviously in-state is one thing. Most of these guys are out of state. Some of them are in-state. This could be a way to say, I can recruit. I can recruit in-state, or I can recruit in general. And here's the proof of it. These guys are young guys, and they're contributing, and they pop out on the field. So to me, I think it's a golden opportunity, a risk-free opportunity. I love that word, Jesse. Kind of back to my finance days, to be able to see what you got and provide a little bit of excitement for the fans.
I don't care what anyone weekday afternoons at 2 says. I like finance, Brad. ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day brought to you in part by the Gordon Flesh Company. For more than 65 years, Gordon Flesh Company has been providing cutting-edge technology for companies of all sizes as the nation's largest Canon and Lexmark dealer. That's business technology managed. Visit gflesh.com to learn more. I want to play 2 clips from a couple of players who appeared on the ESPN Wisconsin airwaves this week. So we have on the positive side, freshman linebacker Cooper Catalano. He appeared on the Jump Around with Jim Rutledge, Pablo Iglesias, produced by Riley Yauk. Airs Thursdays on the ESPN Madison, ESPN Milwaukee YouTube channels at 12:30. You can also subscribe to the podcast in the Varsity tab on the ESPN Wisconsin app. And then there's Melvin Gordon, who's apparently in town. He's like down the road from us here. I might stop by the tailgate. Who knows? So he appeared on Jim, Matt, and Molly yesterday. So first, let's start with the positive. Here is some of what Cooper Catalano said, still taking pride and still being optimistic about what remains down the stretch of this Badger football season.
Barry Alvarez has his show on our air, and he was talking about some of the Fire Fickell chants and how it's unfair to Fickell, to the players, and they're out there putting out a hard product. What does it kind of do to your mentality? How do you block out the noise when you're playing and you're hearing things against your coach, who obviously you believe in, you chose to come here, you see the work that he puts in, you see the work that the whole staff puts in. So how do you separate those two things of like, look, fans are fans, they have the right to do what they want to do, but they also are not in that locker room to see how together you guys are and see how hard you're working and see how hard the staff is working. Like, how do you play both those emotions?
Yeah, I'm going to piggyback off of what you said. Fans are fans. They're right to their opinion is their right. But like you said, they don't see the hours that we're putting in. They don't see the hours that Coach Fick is putting in. And like you said, like, he's our head coach, and we're gonna fight, scrap, and claw for him. And we all have 100% confidence in him. And we're going to show up to work every day and give it our all for him. And yeah.
Okay. So that is Cooper Catalano appearing on the Jump Around with Jim Rutledge, Pablo Iglesias here on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. Brad, what'd you think of what Cooper said there? And as you heard, set up about the Barry Alvarez commentary on fans and supporting the program.
Well, he said all the right things, that's for sure. And as a young man, that's really good media savvy to do that because he is a true freshman. But, and he's right. I mean, I cannot describe to just a casual fan how much time, effort, and sacrifice goes on behind the scenes. We see Saturdays for 3 hours, but those 3 hours are the result of 53 hours that go in, going into that game, even more than that. So it is a true sacrifice, and I'm glad to hear that they're staying focused on just playing for one another and Coach Fickell. However, it's gotten so bad that even the average fan can realize that something's amiss and that something is wrong with this product. And, he's not part of the problem. Cooper Catalano is doing very well as a young player on the field when he gets his opportunities. But it's a challenge for them to be able to stay focused, stay disciplined, and operate with all this distraction. So I get that he said all the right things, but, fans are going to speak their mind. And it's not easy for a young 18-year-old to hear those kind of criticisms and go out there and not be thinking about that.
Now, on the other side, let's hear what the alum has to say. This is Heisman finalist Melvin Gordon appearing yesterday afternoon on Jim, Matt, and Molly.
Like, what does this program do now that they're committed to bringing Luke Fickell back next year? What the hell do they do to change this program around?
Dude, I don't know. And I think that's why everyone's a little bit frustrated. Oh my goodness. Yeah, you know me, I was talking us up the whole nine, man. I just had the utmost faith, and I still got to believe that we're gonna get it done. But boy, it's tough right now, man. I wear the gear. I'm getting talked to crazy. It's just it's been a tough couple of years as a Badger, man. And I don't know what we need to do at this point, And it sounds like Chris is hard on keeping him there, and I get it. That was his first big hire, and if that looks bad, he looks bad, and so I guess he's throwing all the marbles in on it, because if let's just say the worst case scenario happens to where if he gets fired in 3 games and then he fires him, we're not trying to hear that. Like no one cares about that at this point, because they're gonna feel like, oh, you should have been did that, It's I think he's throwing all the marbles in if he's wanting to bring them back. I do understand about the recruits, because it's hard to get recruits if you don't have no clarity on the situation. I did hear that.
It hasn't been great for Wisconsin football the last couple of years. Might be the understatement of the year from Melvin Gordon yesterday on Jim Mad Molly.
And I think Melvin does a good job at characterizing and articulating what I'm hearing from a lot of former players too, and even just former alums of the university, where things have gotten so unrecognizable that it's even hard to purport the right next move. Because it's just like this team doesn't look anything like the teams that I was a part of, that Melvin was a part of, that this team is normally known for. And yes, the landscape has shifted significantly, but I think most players, former players that I talk to, have resigned themselves to a little bit of defeat, a little bit of apathy, and a little bit of this is so bad, this is so far from what we know. I don't know what the right fix is, because it feels like you've got, you're like the Dutch boy with the dam in front of you. You put your finger into one hole to fill it up, and all these other ones start sprouting, and there's so many issues. I don't know how you possibly can, tackle as big of an issue, and something like this is culture and fundraising. Those are major issues, things that we didn't have to deal with because it was already cemented. But now it's far from that. So, Melvin made the right point about why it came out and why McIntosh is supporting Fickell, because they're sort of tied to the hip at this point. And, Melvin did a good job of just saying how we're all feeling, but in a very diplomatic manner where you're just at a loss of words. You really are.
You can find both the interviews with Cooper Catalano and Melvin Gordon, along with Wilde and Tausch's conversation with Chris McIntosh, all available on the ESPN Wisconsin app, and if you subscribe to the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. Jesse Nelson, Brad Nortman at ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day, our tailgate on Regent Street, where they are packed in. I tell you what, this team may stink, but these tailgates still rock.
Yeah, man, that's the truth. That is shoulder to shoulder, and it's a party here on Regent Street.
They are having a ton of fun getting set 1 hour from kickoff, and part of that fun is enjoying the great tailgate food from Liberty Station. Our friends at Liberty Station, the official caterer of ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day, the Tavern and Smokehouse on the west side of Madison, a great spot, and they have the game day shuttle that is the best deal in sports during home games this football season. They've done it for a few years now. For just $20, get a Coors Light and a round-trip ride to Camp Randall. It all starts at Liberty Station, American Tavern and Smokehouse, located off the Beltline on Rimrock Road. There's nothing better than you hop in a shuttle. You don't have to worry about finding parking down here. You don't have to pay the exorbitant amount. You get a Coors Light in hand. You get to kick back. Let someone else drive you down here. And you get to go back and enjoy some great Liberty Station afterwards, too. Always a good time. Liberty Station, American Tavern and Smokehouse. Coming up next, we usually hear from Barry Alvarez when we play the best of Barry on this show. We had a good show this week, but we're going to put a twist on it. The most of Mac. You like that?
I
knew you would.
I love a good alliteration.
The best of Chris McIntosh, the athletic director's appearance on Wilde and Tausch yesterday. We will hear snippets of that conversation coming your way next as we count down to kickoff Wisconsin and 23rd ranked Washington. It's ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day, brewed by Coors Light.
The countdown to kickoff continues next. You're listening to ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day.
Wilde and Tausch is coming to Vortex Optics in Barneveld. Hey, it's Jesse Nelson. Join us Wednesday, November 12th from 9 a.m. to noon at Vortex Optics in Barneveld, where you can experience their incredible showroom firsthand. You'll see all the latest scopes, binoculars, and gear, all designed and built right here in Wisconsin. Come hang out, watch the show, and see what makes Vortex a true Wisconsin original. Wilde and Tausch, live at Vortex Optics in Barneveld, Wednesday, November 12th.
Start your career where the road to success is paved in coffee. At Dunkin' Donuts, we're now hiring crew members and hourly shift leaders at our locally owned locations. Dunkin' offers flexible schedules, employee discounts, health and dental benefits, and paid time off. Plus, bolster your resume with our own leadership training program and even scholarship opportunities. Up to $1,500 per semester. Text Team Spirit to 85000 or visit teamtmart.com/careers to apply. Dunkin', America runs on you.
Attention business owners and executives. Looking for a bank that's invested in your community as you are? Look no further than Starion Bank. As a Dane County community bank, Starion offers competitive deposit and loan rates while actively supporting local initiatives. Visit a business banker at one of our convenient branches in Middleton, Monona, and Sun Prairie. Starion Bank, full-service business banking, lending, and cash management.
My overall experience with Gruber Law Offices has been phenomenal.
The treatment was excellent.
They will be supportive of you. They will listen to you.
It was a great experience knowing that I had people to help me. I know I could count on them to do what I needed to get done.
Experience with Gruber was great.
They gave me my life back.
It was amazing.
He gets results.
We know how to win. If you've been injured, call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Gruber Law Offices had my best interests at heart.
Looking to join an international quality golf club right here in Madison? For a limited time at TPC Wisconsin, enjoy full golf privileges and all club amenities without full dues. Pay just $150 per month through March to maintain your full golf membership with no golf dues until April 1st. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Schedule a tour or submit a membership inquiry at tpcwisconsin.com and start enjoying the private golf club experience you deserve. That's tpcwisconsin.com.
Matt LePay for Steinhoffels. Steinhoffels is a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Since 1934, Steinhoffels has been Wisconsin's furniture and mattress destination for quality, selection, and service. For over 90 years, Steinhoffels has helped Wisconsinites create the homes of their dreams and is 100% employee-owned. Steinhoffels has the largest selection of all the latest styles and all the best mattress brands. You'll find something for every style and every budget. Shop in-store or online at steinhoffels.com. Relax, it's Steinhoffels.
Get ready to unleash the dragon at Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Introducing the region's very first $1 million Dragon Link slot games. With jackpots soaring to $1 million, your chance to hit it big is here. Come experience the ultimate gaming adventure. Visit Hard Rock Casino Rockford today and play the $1 million Dragon Link slot games. Your legendary win awaits. Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Let's hard rock. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
We see you out there gearing up for the cold weather ahead. From home winterization to vehicle maintenance, insulated apparel, and more, Blaine's Farm and Fleet has what you need for the season at unbeatable value. Like $200 instant savings on all Cub Cadet snow throwers, 15% off Red Devil paint, stripping, and sanding accessories, and 8 packs of Energizer AA or AAA batteries, just $8.99. Plus, this Friday through Sunday, all veterans and active military members get an extra 10% off their entire purchase. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
We're on Badgers Volleyball. Join UW Volleyball for Stuff the Fieldhouse on Sunday, November 9th, benefiting the Goodman Community Center. Bring non-perishable food items to drop off at any gate to the Fieldhouse and help under-resourced folks in the Madison community celebrate Thanksgiving this year.
Madison, Wisconsin is as good as it gets.
It's all about the Badgers.
Go Badgers! Go Badgers!
Games like this is what really separates college football from everything else.
Open up the history books. Here comes Rondell.
That was J.J. Watt, and what a story this young man is.
Gordon again. What a performance by Melvin Gordon.
And the pass rush gets home for the Badgers.
Camp Randall
innocent roar.
This is ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day, brewed by Coors Light on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
So live it up right here, right now. Till the sun comes up and the lights go out. So live it up right here, right now. Till the sun comes up and the lights go out. Yeah. Till the sun comes up and the lights go out. So live it up right here, right now. Till the sun comes up and
ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day, brewed by Coors Light, live from Regent Street on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, 100.5 ESPN Madison, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and the ESPN Madison and ESPN Milwaukee YouTube channels, alongside former Badger Big Ten champion Brad Nortman. My name is Jesse Nelson. We are brought to you in part by Starion Bank, broadcasting live from the Starion Bank broadcast booth on Regent Street. Experience a banking relationship where your goals are their priority. As a community bank with a commitment to Dane County, Starion Bank redefines local banking in the Madison area. Visit one of their convenient branches in Middleton, Sun Prairie, or Monona today, or online at starionbank.com. It's a final in Happy Valley. Second-ranked Indiana survives, Brad, 24-20, or 27-24. They come back from down 24-20 in the final moments to win the second-ranked team in the country, the Indiana Hoosiers, who are on the Badger schedule here coming up in a week or two. They are winners again today.
I think I found myself rooting for Indiana. I like the story. I like Signetti. I like. It feels like they're still kind of like a Big Ten old-school opponent. It's just fun to see them doing well. So I didn't want to see their dream season go down just yet.
The Hoosiers,
major roars too.
Yes, everywhere down here. Everybody was dialed in to watch
Yes.
at the end of that game. Apparently, an instant classic.
Yes.
For those who were able to catch it. Second-ranked Indiana victorious. That is who Wisconsin will face next week at 11 a.m. We'll be getting you set for that one. Win or lose today, starting at 9 a.m. on ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day. We're on Regent Street as we get set for 23rd-ranked Washington and Wisconsin coming up a little less than an hour from right now at Camp Randall Stadium. And let's go ahead and get to the best. Wait a minute. Play the open, Riley, but this isn't what we're doing.
Let's hear what the coach had to say.
Why did they do that? Because it makes sense. If you got a half a yard, you start a yard. You start closer. You don't have to run 5 yards. I'd run that clock. That game would be over. We'd be home having cocktails at 3:30.
This is the best of Barry
Don't be so touchy.
on ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day.
But it's not the best of Barry. He's great. The Barry Alvarez Show 2-hour special earlier this week. We did Q&As from fans, covered a lot of topics. You should catch that on the ESPN Wisconsin app or the YouTube channel. No matter what happens with the Badgers today, some great conversation that'll be timely no matter what all weekend long. But we're not going to play Barry Alvarez today because Chris McIntosh appeared on Wilde and Tausch yesterday. So it's the most of Mac as opposed to the best of Barry. Riley, what's the first Chris McIntosh clip you'd like to play for us here?
All right, number one, a lot of people took offense to Chris McIntosh saying with Jesse Temple of Badger Connect that it's not just about the wins and losses. So props to Jason Wilde. He had some great questions, him and Tausch. Gave Chris McIntosh a chance to clarify what he meant by that statement. You guys can be the judge whether or not he actually clarified anything. Here is what the Wisconsin athletic director had to say about wins and losses.
Make no bones about it. I mean, the goal is to win, and the goal is to be competitive in the Big Ten, and the goal is to be competitive in the Big Ten in 2026. I mean, there's no getting around it. You know, the conversation that I was having with Jesse was a long conversation, and you know, those 7 words may not align perfectly with the point or the direction of the conversation we're having, but the goal is to win. It always has been to win, and we've not shied away from those expectations that we embrace, that our fans embrace, those expectations that Tausch and I were a part of creating a long time ago. I mean, that's what we're here to do. That's what our goal is. That's what our objective is.
So that's what Chris McIntosh said, clarifying the comments on wins and losses that went viral on Thursday with the coinciding with the news that Luke Fickell would be back next season. Brad, your thoughts?
Gee, I'm not sure I feel better after listening to that. I don't know. I mean, I get that Mac's a steady Eddie, but breathe a little bit of life and confidence into this. It wasn't long ago when Mac and this coaching staff was selling us on championship level football, and he made it a point to say we want to compete in the Big Ten. Compete in the Big Ten. I mean, first of all, that's an admission that this team is not competitive in the Big Ten. That is red flag number one. Red flag number two is, where is desire to win championships? Where is high, lofty, greatness level expectations? I guess I was just a little bit disappointed that even when, I guess in the moment, you can say anything. I still am shocked that he said it's not all about wins and losses, because that is what it is all about. It's the only thing that does matter when it comes to productivity, and this is a results-based business. That's just what it is. So in the moment of clarifying, I'm surprised he wasn't more hard-fisted. He wasn't more, strutting in a way of saying, you know what, I misspoke. It is about wins and losses, and greatness is our expectation, and we're going to do everything we need to do in order to get there. I just feel like it didn't inspire me to think that this team's sole priority is to go win a championship. I was just in Jacksonville, Florida, and talking to my friends there. This is SEC and ACC country. It's just different down there. It is the level of intensity, commitment, results now. We got to win. If not, you're out. Level of importance based on college football. I don't hear that radiating from the voice of our athletic director, which is concerning to me. So I know that he's working to try to fix this problem. But, boy, the verbiage and the PR that's being committed to placate and pacify the fan base, I don't personally feel it.
Jesse and Brad getting you set for kickoff on ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day, brewed by Coors Light. It's the most of Mac. Chris McIntosh appearing on Wilde and Tausch yesterday. Riley, what's our second clip to hear from the athletic director?
Well, let's see if we have a little better PR from the athletic director in this second clip. Obviously, it's been a very difficult season for the Badgers. However, Chris McIntosh is confident that this team can battle through adversity and compete and win next season.
I know what the potential of this program is. I know what the expectation of this program is, and when you're fighting through a year like the one we are, it's one that just eats you up from the inside. And that's really been both a painful thing to go through, but it's also a very motivating thing to go through. And, I want to compete, and I want this program to compete, and, we're just leaning into the adversity to push through, because there's no other way to do it. There's no other way but to push through this, and that's where my mind has been.
Brad?
Again, I don't want to just be nonstop critical, but I guess I didn't hear any reasons why. There's a level of confidence. It's just kind of we're going to endure it. Adversity is a good thing. We're going to roll right through it. So when it comes to looking at breathing inspiration into why not why just Mac, but anybody else can believe that this program can improve, I guess again it's a lot of words. It's not a lot of action. It's a lot of words. It's not a lot of legit concrete reasons. So in the past, I would be content to be I trust these guys. I'll trust Mac to get it right. I trust the coaching staff to get it right. And all that trust is lost. So when you don't have specifics, and when there's something of you're not explicitly saying what's doing behind the scenes or why you have trust, I think fans just fill the void with negativity then.
Chris McIntosh appearing yesterday on Wilde and Tausch. You can find the full interview available on the ESPN Milwaukee and ESPN Madison YouTube channels, as well as on the ESPN Wisconsin app. That is the most of Mac as we review commentary from Chris McIntosh and his full appearance, nearly 30 minutes long yesterday. Again, listen back to the whole thing. Totally worth your time to hear the latest thoughts from the athletic director with the announcement this week that Luke Fickell will return as the head coach of the Wisconsin football team next season. ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day is brewed by Coors Light. When you need to refresh on game day, choose a beer as cold as the Rockies, cold filtered, cold lagered, and cold packaged for peak refreshment. When the mountains are blue, you know what to do, and that's crush a Coors Light. 2025 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Coming up next, the people don't know this yet. We're about to throw those T-shirts out for everyone during this commercial break. So that's going to be a ton of fun for us up here. It's one of the best parts of our tailgates when we get to do the T-shirt toss. There's some special guests who may happen to stop up here on the stage from my understanding. We still have Scotty Says to play and our picks around the rest of the world of college football. Lots to get to as we continue on to the final 45 minutes still to go as we count down to kickoff for Wisconsin and Washington here on ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day, brewed by Coors Light.
The countdown to kickoff continues next. You're listening to ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day.
If you're looking for a special piece of jewelry for any occasion, Condon Jewelers is always there for you. Condon Jewelers has the best selection of jewelry you'll ever find and guaranteed to have the lowest prices in the Madison area. Free shipping is always available. Visit CondonJeweler.com or call 241-3406 and ask for Jim, the owner, who's at the store every day. Shop locally. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
Have you been waiting to buy your next home? Stop. Now is the time to get housed. What's up, Madison? It's Stacy from Bruner Realty. Nobody has a crystal ball to know what the future holds. The longer you wait to find your next home, the better the chance you'll be paying more for it than you would be today. Don't miss out on what could be the best opportunity to find your dream home. Contact our team at BrunerRealtyInc.com to help start your search. That's BrunerRealtyInc.com. Let's get housed.
Want to pay off this year's renter mortgage? Feel like a real estate mogul at Ho Chunk Gaming Madison during November's Live for Free promotion. Starting at 4 p.m. on Saturday, November 29th, 24 winners will each spin the wheel for a cash prize of up to $5,000. Then at 8 p.m., one grand prize winner will pocket $25,000 in cash to use toward their rental mortgage. This could be your chance, but you have to be here. Live it up this November and go to Ho Chunk Gaming Madison.
Every team needs captains and playmakers, and Madison and Dane County Pizza Hut locations are looking for both. They're hiring managers to lead the crew and drivers to deliver big wins and pizzas. Find part-time or full-time roles with flexible hours, plus full benefits for those who work 30 or more hours per week. Whether it's running the huddle or making plays on the road, there's a spot at Pizza Hut for you. Apply today at jobs.pizzahut.com. That's jobs.pizzahut.com. Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
You hear that? That's the sound of Pepsi Zero Sugar, the better tasting, more refreshing Zero Sugar Cola. Listen to that endless pour. Pure refreshment. If it sounds this good, just imagine how it tastes. Oh yeah, so good. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Let your taste decide.
In the next 30 seconds, I'm going to tell you how to save money and save the planet. It's simple. Ditch your energy bill and make the switch over to Everlight Solar. While electricity prices keep rising, Everlight Solar will give you the chance to take ownership of your power while also reducing your carbon footprint. As a local company based out of Madison, they'll be there with you every step of the way as you make the switch to solar. To learn more about how you can save money and save the planet, go to everlightsolar.com.
All day, every day, the Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you. 844-770-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
Shop the Pig! The new Piggly Wiggly Pig Points program is here, and earning rewards just got easier. Now you'll earn 10 Pig Points for every $1 you spend, and redeem those points on your favorite products right in the store. It's simple, it's rewarding, and it's all right here at your neighborhood Piggly Wiggly. So shop more, earn more, and save more, only at Piggly Wiggly. Sign up today at shopthepig.com.
Piggly Wiggly, shop the pig.
Stoughton Health and the Ortho Team Clinic accept over 160 insurance plans. We're here for you, making it easier to get the care you need close to home. Learn more at stoughtonhealth.com. Stoughton Health, trusted care close to home.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Customizable just to you. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today.
ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day live on Regent Street. Jesse Nelson, Brad Nortman, and a special guest that's going to join us here in just a moment. We are brought to you in part by TPC Wisconsin. Reminder, for a limited time at TPC Wisconsin, enjoy full golf privileges and all club amenities without full dues. Pay just $150 per month through March with no golf dues until April 1st. Submit a membership inquiry at tpcwisconsin.com and start enjoying the private golf club experience that you deserve. Joining us now on stage live on Regent Street as we count down to Wisconsin and Washington on ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day. 2014 Heisman finalist Melvin Gordon.
Yes, sir.
Live on scene.
Let's
Melvin,
go.
the crowd loved seeing you, and you helped out with our Iron Jock t-shirt toss here moments ago.
I wasn't expecting any of this, by the way. That was love right there.
That was awesome. And the people love seeing you. It reminds people of a fonder time of Wisconsin football.
Yeah,
I think that's easy
the
to
good
say.
days, right?
I'll say. Jeez. So what brings you back to town, and what's all going on here this weekend for you?
I was working with Wings Over Madison, and then one of my buddies, John, he has a suite at the game and was just like, hey, man, you want to come to the game? And I was like, I'll come support. I'll come show some love. It ain't been too much to cheer about these days, but
yeah.
But, you know, we're here. We still showing love.
Yeah, man, Melvin, it's good to see you. It reminds me of the glory days
Come
when we were
on,
on the
man.
same team together and having been proud of Badger football. But, you know, I've expressed my displeasure for this coaching staff and the decision to bring them back. But the reality is Chris McIntosh said he's going to be back in 2026. So I want to pretend that Luke Fickell gives you a phone call, right, and says, Melvin, I want to turn this thing around. What advice would you give me? What's the first thing I should do in order to turn this thing around? What would you tell him?
I say get Chris Borland, get those guys that meant something to this program, and they just, I mean, they bled Badger Royals. Like, they just get the Badger Royals in here, have them talk in front of the guys so they know what it means to be a Badger. Like, we couldn't even step on the W as freshmen. Like, it's just,
bro, I remember
you had
that.
to earn your stripes. Like,
yeah,
it was just an understanding, and I feel like that along the line somewhere that has got like it went missing, and I don't know. He hasn't, man, dude. I came to the Alabama game and I ran into at least 5-6 guys that I played, and I was like, what's up, y'all boys? Y'all going to the game? They're like, nah. Someone was like, nah. Someone was like, yeah, but we had to buy our own ticket. I'm like, bro, what's the deal? You got Michael Irvin on all fours on the sideline, like I said before, and just showing his love. You see different players coming to the game, and when their rookie years coming to the game, showing love. It's just like what you do.
Yeah.
And it helps with recruiting as well. You know
For
what
sure.
I mean? Like, they just lack that. You got to get the guys that really took this serious.
Yeah, for sure. Well,
in
because
front of the game.
I think right now you got a bunch of guys on the team, whether it be because of young guys that you're just bringing in because they're freshmen or sophomores, or the transfer portal throws a wrench into everything. I'm not sure there's a real appreciation for Wisconsin football, the history, the DNA, the culture,
it's not.
and there's just not a lot of connection between coaching staff and former players like you and I, and a lot of the area between there. So I remember I was even talking to our producer before we came on because I heard you were in town, and I was like, the idea of like earning it. You talked about like not stepping on the W. I remember I was a senior. You were a redshirt freshman, so we had 1 year where we overlapped, and I remember. Dude, they worked you guys. Worked you guys as redshirt. I remember you would cook the defense quite often. I'd be like, wow, Melvin is the real deal. But like in the weight room and the whole thing, they worked you guys. So then by the time you guys were eligible to play, and it was your time, it was up. You were ready, you were rolling, and there was an appreciation for Wisconsin.
Yeah. It was, man, and that's just credit to the guys the leaders that we had in there, and I mean it's about being competitive too. When I went in there, I tried to find the best player on the team to compete with. Are those guys doing that now? I mean, I don't know. Are you just okay with just taking the back seat? I was never okay with taking the back seat.
Right.
I came in, I thought I was going to play. I didn't. No, we don't. No, we don't.
Yeah. You made the most of it when you did play. But
I ran into Monty Ball, also another Heisman finalist, so slowed down my process a little bit. But, you know, I came in, I was willing to compete, and at the end of the day, like, I get the – I'll say that if I ever talked in front of fans. I'm not in front of the team, but I won't get too crazy. But some of them guys got to be able to compete too.
Yeah.
You know, at the end of the day, you gotta have a want, and it gotta show. I mean, you know, the guys that are out there just fighting and scratching and clawing to be great, regardless of the record. You go out there, you got to play for something bigger than yourself. You know what I mean? And you know, I don't watch the games because I be getting pissed off. So I stopped watching them a little bit, but you know, the games I do catch, man, you got some guys out there fighting, you got some guys out there just going through the motion. You just calling it what it is. But I feel like no matter what our record was, whether we were good or bad, guys were gonna play their hearts out.
Dude, I totally agree. It seems like the ease of giving up is just too common, right?
Yeah,
like, I mean, you don't get blown out in the fashion that you do against teams that you should be competitive with.
Yeah.
I mean, Nebraska's and Iowa's, you should be competitive with those teams.
All the time.
Do you think that that's a problem of culture? Like, they aren't – and you don't know, you're not inside, so you don't know. But do you think that's a problem of culture where it's like maybe they're not creating an environment where, like, there is no such thing as giving up and working hard? Or do you think that's more of the guys that you recruit?
It's a little bit of both because my passion – against Minnesota wasn't as strong until I got here. I mean, I didn't care about Minnesota at all, but I can't stand them to this day.
Yeah.
So that has a lot to do with, you know, the coach and the leadership. I mean, you were there.
Yeah.
We go there, you touch the axe. They had a whole presentation of why we don't rock with Minnesota.
Yeah.
And I was just like, all right, I hate these guys. And then you look at the older guys and you're like, okay, this is what we're supposed to do. And you look at them and they'd be like, yeah, that's what you're supposed to do or you can go. And it's like, okay, you follow suit or you leave. And I don't know if now we're not in the locker room to know that, but that's how it was when we were there. We took pride in going up against schools like Iowa, the trophy games.
Yep.
Like, you take pride in that. You don't lay down for nothing. And it's just like, how can you have trophy games and be getting blew out? Like, why are you laying down? Like,
totally.
What is this, you know?
Well, and so another thing that I've said recently that went slightly viral was I gave the coaching staff a hard time for not focusing on in-state guys. So I did go viral.
Many people heard it, Brad.
So there was the reality is that's just a fact. They have not been as intentional as previous organizations and regimes with in-state recruits. So my question would for you to be, you were a big recruit coming out, right?
Yeah.
You had plenty of options. You had plenty of offers.
Yeah.
Why is it important that this school, that this team, continues to have a pipeline of Wisconsin guys? Because you had offers. You could have went wherever you wanted to, but you chose Wisconsin. So you are more unique in that, having a lot of opportunities. Why is that important to have Wisconsin guys on this team?
Because you're from here. This is where you're from. You know what I mean? And Coach B, I mean, he was the one that really made that clear to me, to be honest with you.
Coach Bielema. Yep.
Yeah. You saying that, he was just like, hey, before you even play it down on this field, because you're a Wisconsin kid, people are going to know you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you thinking like, okay, and he was like, if you make some plays, I mean, the sky's the limit. And sure enough, when I got here on campus, people were already knowing me. I'm like, I played in Kenosha Bradford, like, and people were already knowing me. So he was right. And then obviously, you take care of business and what you need to do. People rock with you. It's a pride thing. Oh, this kid's from Wisconsin. He's one of us. You know what I mean? Like, it just hits home a little harder when you have the success you want to, and just your heart and your desire and your will to make plays. It just comes from a different place when you're from here. So I don't get how we're losing kids from here. I don't understand that. Like, this is where you're supposed to be. I don't know.
I totally agree because I'm now more than ever I'm following. Where are the kids in Wisconsin going? I'm going to say a name that you're going to be familiar with. Coach Bostead is now the recruiting territory guy for Indiana in Wisconsin. Bunch of guys from Wisconsin going to Indiana. I mean, Coach Bostead, he was on the team when we played for Wisconsin.
He's where he recruited for who?
Indiana. and look at what Indiana's doing.
I see why we losing our line, man.
So Coach Bostad was a Wisconsin coach. It was his territory.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he recruited me.
He recruited me too. So he knows what to do with Wisconsin kids.
Yeah,
so
he knows us.
I'm right there with you. It's critical.
Dude,
I mean, it's not the whole package because you even said Chris Borland. He's from Ohio, right?
Yeah.
So you need to marry the two, right? You need national recruiting, but you need a little bit of heartbeat in the state too.
We got to figure it out. And by the way, man, you went viral for what you said, but let me tell you, you played on this team. You have been Herbert. You earned your right to say whatever you like about this team. You earned your right.
The fiery furnace of Herbert and playing for this team. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Man.
And like as you said too, it just all comes from love for you in the university, right? Because like we both play in the league, and like, dude, there are some legit bragging rights and identity and closeness that you just don't have. And, you played for several teams. I played for several teams in the NFL. You sort of root for them and stuff, but there's nothing like your alma mater. There's nothing like the team you grew up rooting for and playing for. It ranks as my top of my list of like teams I want to see do well. And it's just hard when this is the product on the field.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate because I think it's pros and cons to the NIL. And I think one of the cons is there's no school pride with these players. I mean, you just, I'll play well, and then you think you're going to go to an Alabama team or something and get the same type of results. It's like, bro, listen, bro. The league's going to find you. Regardless of where you are, it's been guys. I mean, look at Khalil Mack. Where'd he go to school? Buffalo, I want to say?
Yeah.
I mean, if you're good, they're going to find you. I mean, there's no question. They're watching film, so it's just like,
it's not to put you on the spot with this one, but it gets me thinking, like, me coming out as a punter, I probably wouldn't have much NIL offers, but you would.
Yeah.
Now, it's impossible to put yourself in 18-year-old Melvin Gordon, but if you were a high school running back today, and you had offers everywhere, and you're from Wisconsin, you love Wisconsin, would it be harder to say yes to Wisconsin if you got significantly more money to go to Bama or wherever? Because this is what they're dealing with, right?
I'm not gonna lie to you. It wouldn't be the money that'd be the issue. It'd be the opportunity to go to the league. And honestly, like, I don't really see that from our team. I mean, he's not even letting. I mean, I heard, but he's not letting NFL scouts come to the. If I hear that as a player, that's like my number one thing where I'm like, nah.
I heard that too. I'm like, I couldn't believe it, and it's been
not
a couple guys come out and said
yes,
but
and not to throw no hate, you know what I'm saying? But that's just
trouble.
A
it's a troubling piece of news.
I mean, I knew as a kid, I was like, okay, if I can start at the University of Wisconsin at running back, I have an opportunity at the league.
Okay.
I know if I can start, and I know it wouldn't be easy. It would, and it wasn't. It wasn't easy to be the starter. I had James White and Monty Ball in front of me. It was no easy road for me to be the guy. But I knew once I had the chance, I would have a chance at my dream. And it's like now, as a running back from anywhere, are you thinking that? Like, are you thinking that when you think Wisconsin?
Not anymore. At least me personally.
So we got to get on. We got to, and I understand like people's frustration because it's like, I mean, we probably don't have half the guys that we grew up playing with this type of production that's on the field. Like,
right.
And at the end of the day, it's like, I get it. We have injuries. It's part of it. But everybody deals with injuries, you know. We just got to find a way to make it work. I don't care what we do or how we do it, who you keep or who you don't keep. Just find a way to get some production out of the guys so we can get back to where we need to be because that's where we need to be and that's what we're used to.
I hear you.
This campus is a better place when we're balling.
It totally is. It's just not right. It's just not right when Wisconsin isn't top of the heap. And to have what you have now, it's just, I don't know, something doesn't feel right, doesn't fit right, and you're exactly right. We got to get it turned around.
Yeah.
2014 Heisman finalist Melvin Gordon joining us here on ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day, brewed by Coors Light. I want to just ask one fun, recollection. There's a lot of doom and gloom here in all these conversations. Melvin, the snow flurries are expected today during the game. It reminds me of a different game when there were some snow flurries at Camp Randall Stadium a little more than a decade ago. A number that starts with a 4, I believe, comes to mind. When you think back on that day, like what? Where do you even start to just beam with smiles and pride with how awesome that day was against Nebraska?
I just wanted to. It was the first year of the college football playoffs, and I wanted to be one of the first groups at Wisconsin to win a national championship because that's like the highway express to being remembered forever. You know what I mean? Like you'll never be forgotten. That team will never be forgotten. So it's like the success you're having, your teammates get to share it. You know what I mean? If you go with a natty. So at that point, we had needed to beat we had needed to beat Ohio. Well, not Ohio State. That was to get to we needed to beat Iowa, Nebraska, and Minnesota. We had to win all the games to get to the Big Ten championship. Unfortunately, we got blew the hell out.
We don't have to talk about that. The competitor remembers that part of it, right? That game looks a little more like what this year did. Yeah.
But I was just honed in, man, and I was just like, you know what? I was like, I want to do it for my teammates. I want to do it for our fans. I want to do it for Wisconsin. I'm from here. It'd be just dope. It'd be hard for you to walk anywhere if you won a national championship for this team. Like, they love you. You know what I mean? Like, dude, and I just wanted that for all of us. So that's what I was locked in on. And fortunately for me, it came with 400 yards. So
408 yards in 3 quarters. One of the great stat lines in
Yeah.
college football
Legendary.
history.
Legendary.
Melvin, go enjoy the day. We hope you have some fun. We hope you see a nice win here at Camp Randall Stadium.
Man.
We appreciate
Hopefully.
you making a few minutes to stop by and join us. The conversation you guys are having, I think it's an important one for Wisconsin football fans to hear. I think it's great for 2 alums of the program who went on to be successful in the National Football League to share what you've said here about Wisconsin football and the program as a whole. And we appreciate both of you guys sharing the insight. That was an amazing conversation for me to just sit here and observe. It was incredible.
Man.
So thank
Locker
you,
room
Melvin.
talk. Thank you, man. I appreciate
you, Melvin.
man.
Melvin Gordon,
Thanks,
2014
boy.
Heisman
Love you,
finalist,
man.
stopping by ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day, brewed by Coors Light. Winners go to Ho Chunk Gaming Madison, the casino with the highest payout in the area. Go be a winner at Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. They're open right now and stay open until 2 a.m. Monday. Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. More spins, more wins, more fun. We'll get to our national picks coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day, brewed by Coors Light.
The countdown to kickoff continues next. You're listening to ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day.
We love the Packers. We bleed green and gold. And every time our team takes the field, well, it's pure football bliss. If only there was a way to experience that blissful winning feeling every day. At Associated Bank, we've got you with 10% off Lambeau concessions and 15% off Pro Shop merch. All when you get Packers checking from Associated Bank. It's how Packers fans keep winning on game day and every day. Associated Bank, Bank of the Packers. Learn more at associatedbank.com/Packers. Member FDIC.
Metro Ford of Madison is Madison's trusted Ford dealership. Whether you're in the market for a new or new-to-you vehicle, Metro Ford of Madison has the customer service that's second to none. With a legacy of excellence and an extensive selection of quality Ford vehicles, it's the place to go for the new Ford of your dreams. Browse their inventory, schedule a service, or see this month's offers at MetroFordofMadison.com. That's MetroFordofMadison.com. Or visit them on the east side of Madison today.
Your family's safety is your responsibility, and it starts with a solid roof. When the next storm rips through and takes some of your shingles with it, call Badgerland Exteriors. Or looking to replace your whole roof but don't want to break the bank? Let the team at Badgerland Exteriors give you a free, no obligations estimate.
AJ with Badgerland Exteriors here. Contracting made easy is more than a tagline. It's how we run our family business. Visit BadgerlandExteriors.com to get started on your next project. That's BadgerlandExteriors.com.
Hi, this is Lee, inviting you to Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton. We got a great happy hour every day of the week from 4 o'clock to 7, and our patio during the summer is open too. If you're getting married, a special occasion, a birthday, anniversary, or even a business meeting, we've got all the accommodations right here at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. You work hard and sometimes you're not sure what you want to do, where you want to spend your money. I want to encourage you to come into Ruth's Chris Steakhouse and say hello. It'd be a pleasure to meet you.
Time now for the Retirement Report. Jen Rezac here with the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock. He is founder of Retirement Income Strategies. Now, when we go through days or weeks of volatility in the markets, it's hard to know what to do. Christian, what can you tell us?
Well, Jen, first of all, don't panic or make immediate decisions with your money. Also, it depends on where you are in relation to retirement. If you're 3 to 5 years from retirement, you likely need a plan. Market corrections and bear markets are just a normal part of the stock market cycle. And if you feel nervous when you read headlines about big drops in the market, you likely don't know how much risk you have in your portfolio. That's why it's important to get the right guidance or a financial plan for your retirement.
That makes a lot of sense. Now, Christian, tell us about the offer you have for our listeners today.
Well, now's the time to start looking ahead and identifying if you have too much risk in your portfolio. And we have a helpful resource for our listeners today. We call it the Madison Money Map. And you can get your hands on this today by calling or texting the word MAP to 866-864-8081. Now, my team put this together just for you, and it's complimentary. You'll get guides on major topics like investments, Social Security, and taxes in retirement. So if you want to get this information in your hands today, just call or text the word MAP to 866-864-8081. That's 866-864-8081.
Take advantage of this offer and get your Madison Money Map today. Just text the word MAP to 866-864-8081. The team at Retirement Income Strategies will get your Madison Money Map to you right away. So just call or text the word MAP to 866-864-8081. The team at Retirement Income Strategies will get your Madison Money Map out to you right away. One more time, just call or text the word MAP, that's M-A-P, to 866-864-8081. That's the Retirement Report with the Madison Money Guy. Investment advisory services offered through Retirement Income Strategies and SEC Registered Investment Advisor. Firm may not give tax advice.
This is former Wisconsin linebacker Chris Orr. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN, WTLX, Monona, Madison, a Good Karma Brands radio station on Wisconsin.
How many of you really know you're alive? They told me over doing 135. Show me the money and I'll show you the lies. Everyone's equal till it's time to divide. Let's go! I got a problem I don't need to define. She's my reason for decline. I want love even if it's for
ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day, brewed by Coors Light, live on Regent Street. Thanks again to Melvin Gordon, 2014 Heisman finalist, stopping by the Starion Bank broadcast booth here as we count down to kickoff for Wisconsin and 23rd ranked Washington, UW and UW. A couple other celebrities in the house here too, including Stoughton head football coach Jason Becker enjoying the ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day tailgate. Yeah, a lot of fans enjoying the time here. Great tailgate on Regent Street, as always. Liberty Station, Coors Light, everything just outstanding. And you know what else is outstanding? Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut delivers a win every time with the big dinner box, just $19.99. 2 medium, 1 topping pizzas, 8 boneless wings, and 5 breadsticks. Feed the whole team for one unbeatable price. Find the nearest location or online at pizzahut.com. Feed good times only from the Hut. No one out pizzas the Hut. Normally we play Scotty Says. We run out of time thanks to Melvin Gordon's appearance here on the show. When we look at some of the big takeaways from what Melvin said, what we're looking forward to today, I feel like the alumni are all in sync on what's going on.
Yeah.
It's just the team and the program and the administration for the University of Wisconsin not quite in line with what the rest of the, the VIPs would be saying needs to happen for this program.
Yeah, I mean, Melvin said it great. If you didn't get an opportunity, go back and listen to what he said. He said he was very fair. I don't think he was I don't think he said anything that was out of line, but it was all very accurate. I think former players like myself, like Melvin, look at this program and just, wonder where's the direction, where's the connection with the alum, where's the DNA that we were a part of continuing, right? Like, it's not like I'm standing up here and saying, I built the Wisconsin culture, but we grabbed the baton, we held it for a little bit, and we handed it off. And, Melvin did the same thing, and we made our marks on the program. But now we're just wondering, where's that baton? Where is this university? Where is this program? And you would think that when you'd hit dire straits, there would be a double down to connect with alumni, right? Because you need the support, right? Because if Coach Fickell did the exact same things as far as on the field, but went over the top to try to bring in former players like what Melvin was saying, or connect with alum or high school coaches or whatever, there's probably a greater level of patience where it's I get it. It's a tough NIL environment, but we know you, we see you, we feel included, we feel part of the family, we feel like the DNA of Wisconsin is still intact, and we see your vision. But there is a little bit of, it felt like Fickell just wanted to do it on his own. Do it his way, do it on his own, and sort of step outside of what the normal current of the university was, which he has the total right to do that. But when things go as they have, it's no surprise then why people are quick to lose trust and quick to lose loyalty. So, there's a lot of trust to regain, and what I've said and what Melvin has said has been the same refrain that I've heard from former players who wore the cardinal in white.
I think it's also important. We'll get to our picks here in a moment. I think it's important that we got to remember where we were 3 years ago. People didn't want the same thing from Wisconsin.
That's true.
The same thing got you 9 wins, maybe 10, maybe a berth in a Big Ten championship game, but not enough to get to that 4-team college football playoff. Wisconsin couldn't get to the same level as Ohio State, and at the time Michigan and Penn State. They wanted to get to that. And so Luke Fickell was brought in to do it differently. And then for us to say, well, why is he doing it different? That's what we all wanted 3 years ago. Well, not all of us, but that's what was clamored for from the fans and many of the – like, there wasn't that extra oomph to get over the hump. And we did it differently. It hasn't gone well.
No.
It's okay to learn from those mistakes and to now come back and say, now that we all have to be on board with him being the head coach next year, all right, what are we going to fix? Develop that relationship with Wisconsin's recruits in state. Develop that relationship with the high school coaches. Get back to running the football effectively. Build up depth on that offensive line. Play to the strengths that made Wisconsin football the consistent contender that it was.
Yep.
Then find a way to get over the hump from that, and hopefully he does so. I hope this works out long term. I hope Luke Fickell can actually have success and can be the head coach at Wisconsin into the 2030s.
If that's the case, things will have gone really well. And by all rights, he's a good guy. So he's easy to root for. You just want to see that carry over onto the field. I think my only pushback with how Mac is handling this, maybe not my only pushback, but maybe a big one that I've been feeling lately was this level of patience, this level of multiple chances. Where was this with Paul Chryst?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, like Paul Chryst, his worst season was 8 wins. But he was double-digit wins, and he was doing it. 9 wins in the season before he got fired. He was 2-3, and yeah, things weren't going perfectly. There may be some cracks in the foundation, but it was bam, at a moment's notice. He's an alumni. He played on the team, and he was a coach here for a long time. Where was that patience with Paul Chryst? If you want to see this thing changed, then approach him and chart a course to do that and give him a year and a half in order to do that. He didn't. I played on a team that was coached by Paul Chryst. I love Paul, so maybe my bias is out there a little bit. But the patience that he's had with Fickell was not the same patience he had with Chryst. And I think for that, I just think that there's an inconsistency that just doesn't rub me the right way.
A reminder, enjoy Pepsi, a proud partner of the Wisconsin Badgers. Get game day ready with Pepsi, the taste that scores every time. Try Pepsi Zero Sugar, the perfect drink for your tailgate party, and to be used as a tasty mixer on Wisconsin, powered by Pepsi, proud partner of the Wisconsin Badgers. We'll get to our picks nationally and our final thoughts on Wisconsin-Washington coming up at Camp Randall Stadium. That's next on ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day, brewed by Coors Light.
The countdown to kickoff continues next. You're listening to ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day. Now's the time to plan your total experience getaway to the Island Resort and Casino. With over 450 hotel rooms and a luxurious spa, relax in style before diving into nonstop casino action. Watch your favorite teams on the big screens and enjoy great food and drinks at T. McSee's Sports Bar, or savor top-tier dining at Horizon Steakhouse. Then amp up your night with live music and comedy. Head to where the big game, big wins, and big fun come together. The Island Resort and Casino.
Start your career where the road to success is paved in coffee. At Dunkin' Donuts, we're now hiring crew members and hourly shift leaders at our locally owned locations. Dunkin' offers flexible schedules, employee discounts, health and dental benefits, and paid time off. Plus, bolster your resume with our own leadership training program and even scholarship opportunities. Up to $1,500 per semester. Text Team Spirit to 85000 or visit teamtmart.com/careers to apply. Dunkin', America runs on you.
Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
They treated me like family. They're actually people that you can depend on. They made me feel seen. They really treated me like I was a part of their family, a part of their team.
They ask how you're doing, how you're feeling.
They're just so welcoming and so sweet and kind.
It's like family, caring about another member of the family.
If you've been injured, it costs you nothing to see if Gruber Law Offices can help.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Breaking news on ESPN Madison is presented by Metro Ford and Metro Kia of Madison. Find the Metro family of auto dealers online or see them in person on the east side of Madison today.
Looking to take your baseball game to the next level? GRB Academy provides year-round training programs designed around your schedule and your goals. For over 15 years, GRB has been Wisconsin's leader in player development and advancement with a state-of-the-art 52,000 square foot facility of elite baseball training space and coaches who know how to get results. From youth to high school, baseball players trust GRB to help them reach their next level. Training program spots are filling quickly, so don't wait. Register now at grbacademy.com.
At Wisconsin Surplus Online Auction, you won't have to worry about your old lawnmower pulling a hamstring. They make buying and selling easy. Wisconsin Surplus Online Auction is simple, reliable, and unlike your fantasy team this football season, they'll actually deliver. Have equipment taking up space? Let them be your surplus solution. You send it in, they list it, people bid, and you actually win. Bid, buy, sell, and score big today at WisconsinSurplus.com. Because winning isn't just for game day. WisconsinSurplus.com.
To help those who want to be helped, but may not be able to afford it.
That's what PGA Tour winner Grayson Murray had envisioned for a foundation before he sadly took his own life at just 30 years old. His parents channeled their grief into creating the Grayson Murray Foundation, carrying out his vision to help those struggling with mental health and addiction. To donate and learn more, visit GraysonMurrayFoundation.com.
Black Friday deals are here at Brothers Maine. Score the lowest prices of the year on top brands like Whirlpool, Maytag, KitchenAid, and Amana. With our low price guarantee, Big Box can't beat our deals. Shop local and save at Brothers Maine.
We're on the Badgers.
I know what the potential of this program is. I know what the expectation of this program is.
Because we're on Wisconsin Sports.
I want to compete, and I want this program to compete.
This is 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day, brewed by Coors Light, live on Regent Street at the ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day tailgate. As we get you set for Wisconsin and 23rd ranked Washington, kickoff about 10 minutes from now at Camp Randall Stadium. Quick check of the injury report brought to you by Orthopedic and Spine Centers of Wisconsin. Their Saturday Sports Injury Clinic has you covered. Skip the emergency room circus. Get expert care from the pros who know sports injuries. Walk in any Saturday from 9 to 11:30 a.m. at their location off the Beltline. Get back in the game with Orthopedic and Spine Centers of Wisconsin. We go back to the Everlight Solar Studio. Riley Yauk, any highlights from the injury report of note today?
Yeah, I think the biggest one that we didn't already know about, obviously Jake Renfro, Dylan Jones, season-ending surgery. Cade Yakimelli has been ruled out at running back, and based on warm-ups, according to Zach Heilprin, looks like Darian Dupree, he's listed as questionable, will be good to go. So the running back room today, Gideon Atuka will be the starter, and Darian Dupree will most likely get some reps in relief. So outside of that, I think that's our biggest development today. Gideon Atuka getting another crack. Hopefully can build off of last week's solid performance.
I like Gideon Atuka today. If it's raining, snowing,
runs
cold.
hard.
He's a hard. Yeah,
give me that
Riley,
bowling
you said
ball.
It. Yeah, that's you have to earn the tackle with Atuka. That's for sure.
All right, let's get quick to our national picks. Riley Yauk, take it away. Mertzie's 0 for 4 today because he's not here, right?
No, he did submit his picks.
Come on.
Yeah, that's how we run the show here. And we'll give a quick update of the leaderboard. Mertzie's still on top. He got 3 correct, or actually only 1 national game and the Badgers game. Everyone got the Badgers game correct. Jesse still firmly in second place. Brad, though, had a rough week. I'm creeping up. Only 1 point behind.
What happened?
Only 1 point behind. However, unfortunately, given that the slate is so bad this afternoon, we went with some early games. Everyone submitted their picks, starting with Oregon and Iowa. I went with Oregon. They currently lead Iowa 2-0 with the football.
2-0.
You'd expect Iowa to be the one with 2, but they're on the drive. Ducks up 2-0 on the Hawkeyes at a rainy Kinnick Stadium. Who do you guys got?
What did I take? Oregon? I think I took Oregon.
I took Oregon. Now that it's like nasty weather, I think that equalizes it a little bit more, but I still like Oregon.
And Mertzy, he's on the upset train. He was thinking Iowa.
Mertzy.
We'll see who is correct. BYU and Texas Tech played earlier today.
Red Raiders.
I believe I was the only one to select BYU. They got creamed by...
I think I saw somewhere that Texas Tech had a $20 million defensive line.
They spent a lot of money in the offseason, and it's showing.
That is ridiculous.
Yeah,
for that alone, I picked them.
Inside track to win the Big 12 now for the Red Raiders. Mahomes was there. You can't pick against someone. Mahomes is there.
Unfortunately, I did, and I was a fool. So I'm not gaining any ground as it stands right now. And finally, our last Mountain West special of the day, San Diego State traveling to Hawaii. San Diego State 7-1, Hawaii 6-2. Sean Lewis has Wisconsin ties. He's coaching the Aztecs. Who you thinking? Start with you, Brad.
Wow. Give me Hawaii. So I think that this is one where you can take Hawaii pretty lightly, but boy, it sounds like they always used to be kind of a doormat. Actually, when I was a sophomore at Wisconsin, we played at Hawaii.
I remember that
final game of the season.
That was awesome.
And it's easy to kind of kick your feet back. And now, granted, we had like studs after studs after studs. I didn't have to do much, and you could steamroll them. It's easy to be like, this is a vacation.
It was the last game of the year, right?
Yeah, this
December
is kind of nice.
Hawaii,
It was early December. So I think the Aztecs of San Diego State will be sleepy out there. I think Hawaii's going to get them.
I would think there'd be more credence to that if they weren't coming from San Diego, which is also
still
a nice
4 hours.
Why are they going on vacation? They're in San Diego. They're not going to sleep for this game. San Diego State plays defense, one of the best defensive teams in the country, my understanding is. So I think Hawaii is in trouble there. They have that kicker who learned how to kick on YouTube. Hawaii's a fun Hawaii. I don't know. I've watched a couple of Hawaii games, and just little bits and pieces. They have a fun team. They're coached by Timmy Chang, who used to be the quarterback there when they were in their heyday. They're a fun squad, but San Diego State's for real. Watch out. San Diego State has a chance to be the Group of 5 team that goes to the college football playoff. Give me the Aztecs, and there's going to be some conversations about Sean Lewis as a head coach come the end of this season. Give me the Aztecs.
All right, yeah, they're certainly in the mix at 7-1 right now. Mertzy went with the Aztecs, and so will I. Brad, you're all alone with the Rainbow Warriors, it seems. And that'll do it for our national picks this week.
And that'll do it for our tailgate. Brad, final thoughts, Wisconsin-Washington. Kickoff moments away.
It's just going to be a tough game with all the distractions going on from this week. Washington is so balanced. They're so well coached. They got superstars. They got a lot to play for. It's going to be nasty out here. Camp Randall, that I think actually helps Wisconsin a little bit. I want to see the youth movement, young guns of Wisconsin. Give me something to be hopeful for in 2026. That is what I'm looking for today. I don't think it'll be close, but I want to see some hope for the future.
All right, take the pledge. Hands in the air, everybody. I pledge. To tune in.
To
the postgame show.
Riley
out, Corey Sparks, and Adam Mertz.
Yeah.
Going to be covered immediately after the final whistle tonight. ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day postgame show. Riley, where are you going to be at tonight?
We'll be at the Seminole Tap out in Fitchburg. So join us. I'm excited to have Mertzy on the board today, running 3 deep tonight.
Looking forward to hearing the post-game show, Wisconsin and Washington. Luke Fickell will coach this game and all the games next year, according to Chris McIntosh. Go Badgers on Wisconsin. Thanks to everyone here at our ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day tailgate on Regent Street. Thanks to Riley Elk, our producer back in the Everlight Solar Studio at ESPN Madison. For Brad Nortman, I'm Jesse Nelson. Go Badgers, ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day, brewed by Coors Light.
Let's be honest, I don't do stink. I work hard, I sweat, but I still want my gear to smell good and last. That's why I love Iron Jock. It was built to solve the problem everyone knows: smelly gear that wears out too fast. Iron Jock uses silver ion technology infused